Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to make a quick video about my current mandolin setup because I know a lot of beginners like me are always wondering about gear and strings and picks and all that good stuff. But I'm also hoping that some of you guys out there with way more experience might drop like a few tips in the comments on gear and even on technique and stuff. Quick history for me with the mandolin. I've been playing mandolin since January of this year, so not even a year now, but I've since upgraded from a Harley Benton beginner model to this beautiful Eastman MD315E in Sunburst. I absolutely love it, and I ordered it from the Fellowship of Acoustics here in Europe, there in the Netherlands. Met the guys at Guitar Summit, they're super nice, and they offer a setup on all of their instruments, so when you order through their site you get a pristine, well set up instrument, and it came with a fresh pack D'Addario EJ74s I believe on it, which as some of you have already pointed out are a bit harsh on the high end of the mandolin, and I've been looking for strings to sort of tame back that harshness a little bit. So right now I'm using this pack of Martin Monell, and out of the strings that I've tried so far, these are by far my favorite. They've got this warm, slightly vintage sound to it that sort of fits the style that I'm going for. It's super good for this folky stuff that you're hearing in the background. It's quite nice for the bluegrass duo that I'm a part of called That Would Holler, where we're just a guitar and a mandolin. So the mandolin does have to have a little bit more low end to it than it would in a full bluegrass band setting, for example. Mellow that new string brightness as well, so they sound sort of played in already when they're fresh out of the pack. These I've only played for a couple of days now, so we'll have to see how well they hold up, but so far I'm really liking these. Also been experimenting a lot with different picks lately, and I didn't realize how big a difference a pick can make on a mandolin. Like on a guitar, I've experimented a lot with picks, even on electric guitar, but I figured the mandolin's frequency range was too small, where picks could have a super noticeable impact on the sound. But boy was I wrong. So I've been playing around with my usual guitar pick for a while has bin this Ernie Ball Prodigy 2mm big triangle thing. How do these beauty influences do this? And I really like that sound on this mandolin as well. But I feel like on the D'Addario strings that were a bit harsh in the top end, I felt that these tamed that harsh end quite a bit. But on the new strings that are a bit mellower, I think it's a bit too mellow now. So, and also what I'm missing with these is the sort of attack part of the bark from chop chords. So. It's just sort of there, you know. We're missing the sharp front edge of the tone, I think. And then I had these pick drums lying around. There's something for you. It's a little picky on it. Yeah, this is a 2.7 mil, which I have played in quite a bit, so that there is now a speed bevel on it, basically, but usually it's pretty rounded. I think the material in these is a bit denser, so I thought maybe that would give me more attack, but same thing basically. Pretty much the same sound. I like the sound, and it's super nice for super mellowed out folk stuff. I really like it for that. That's super nice. But then on Guitar Summit, I picked up one of these fancy looking picks. Can't remember the name of the company, so if you're part of the company or know it, leave it in the comments below. This, I believe, is an ebony and acrylic pick. So the blue strip is acrylic and the rest is ebony, and it's a rounded over triangle. But on this, the sound is just super shrill. It's not unpleasant, and it's a nice enough to play pick, but yeah, I don't know, it's not quite the sound I'm going for, and it lacks that low end that I was talking of. It's almost brittle in the top end. It's not harsh, but it feels like the top end is sort of almost separate from the rest of the sound, if that makes sense. I've been meaning to get my hands on some other picks, and just ordered these Jim Dunlop Primetone 1.5mm picks. They come in a set of 3 for I think €13 or something like that. You can't go wrong. It's not that bad of a deal for more high-end picks. I know guitarists amongst you will now be going, what? Because guitar picks are ridiculously cheap. Mandolin picks, or even like in the bluegrass world, I hear people play blue chips a lot, and blue chip runs you like $34 or $35 right now, I think. And these are like 4 a piece, which is not too bad. Primetone have become basically my go-to pick now, because there's a sort of low-end shelving of it that I like, because it doesn't remove the low end in the chop, but it does sort of tame the low end in the single note stuff, if that makes sense. But yeah, you'll hear it. And I like that sound. There's a lot of attack there, which I like, without being just pick noise. There is a definitely audible pick noise to it, but there's a sort of sharp transient at the beginning of the chop chord now, which I quite like, because it just cuts through basically just the guitar, because there's nothing else for us. And on this folk stuff that you're hearing in the background, it just, the note separation is just so good. Can we also just talk about the amount of sustain that these strings and this pick give this mandolin? It's a mandolin. Mandolins have notoriously bad sustain, but somehow with these Martin Monells and these Dunlop Primetones, I feel this has gotten into sort of almost ethereal folkish territory, which is and I'm not using a tone guard mainly because they're pretty hard to come by in Europe. And they're not cheap either. And so far, I think there's so much more improvement that I can make on my playing, and in like smaller investment items like picks and strings, that a tone guard isn't the main thing that I should be focusing on right now. So the whole reason I'm making these videos is because I want to document my progress as I get more familiar with this instrument. And I know when you're just starting out, it can have like a lot of questions. Everything from what strings should I try? Why does my tone sound entirely different than Mike Marshall's tone? Or is my technique working, or am I developing bad habits? Especially if you're over here in Europe and there's not like an abundance of mandolin teachers about. So yeah, I'm hoping that by sharing what I'm learning along the way, that I can help answer some of the questions that other beginners might have. And honestly, I'm also hoping that I can get some helpful advice on like gear and setup and even technique from players who've been down this road. So please don't be shy. If you have any tips, suggestions, or things that I should watch out for, or anything to note, I would really appreciate it if you could comment down below. Alright, so that's my current mandolin setup. I'll keep making little updates videos as I go along, whenever I change stuff. So if you're interested in this kind of beginner mandolin journey, there will be a playlist at some point. This is just the first video of a few. So right now there's no playlist. But you can also check around the channel if you're also interested in other types of music and other instruments, mainly guitar and bass. Yeah, I'd really appreciate a sub. There shall be more mandolin content ahead. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.